Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video we will be discussing about Inflation 101, how it affects your finances and what you can do about it. Introduction to inflation and its impact on finances. The impact of inflation on our finances can be far-reaching. As prices rise, the value of our savings diminishes, and the cost of living increases. For example, consider a scenario where you have saved $10,000 for a down payment on a house. If inflation is at 3% per year, after 1 year, the purchasing power of your savings will effectively be reduced to $9,700. Over time, this erosion can significantly impact your ability to achieve long-term financial goals. Moreover, inflation affects various aspects of our lives beyond savings. It influences the cost of everyday essentials, such as groceries, transportation, and housing. As prices rise, you may find yourself needing to allocate more of your income to cover these expenses, leaving less room for discretionary spending or saving for the future. While inflation may seem like an uncontrollable force, there are strategies you can employ to mitigate its impact on your finances. These include investing in assets that have historically outpaced inflation, such as stocks or real estate, to protect the value of your wealth. Additionally, diversifying your investments and considering inflation-protected securities can help safeguard your financial well-being. In this video, we will delve deeper into the intricacies of inflation, exploring its causes, measuring methods, and its long-term effects on our financial health. We will also provide practical tips and strategies on how you can navigate the challenges posed by inflation and secure your financial future. Stay tuned for an enlightening journey into the world of inflation and its impact on your finances. Understanding the basics of inflation. In simple terms, inflation refers to the gradual increase in prices of goods and services over time. When inflation occurs, the purchasing power of our money decreases, as it takes more money to buy the same goods and services. This means that the value of our savings and investments may diminish over time if they are not growing at a rate that keeps up with inflation. There are several factors that contribute to inflation, including changes in the supply and demand of goods and services, fluctuations in production costs, and monetary policies implemented by central banks. It is important to note that a certain level of inflation is considered normal and even desirable for a healthy economy. However, when inflation becomes too high or unpredictable, it can wreak havoc on our financial plans. So, how does inflation affect our finances? One significant impact is on our purchasing power. As prices rise, we may find ourselves unable to afford the same quantity of goods and services that we once could. This can lead to a decrease in our standard of living, especially if our income does not keep pace with inflation. Additionally, inflation can erode the value of our savings and investments. For example, if you have money in a savings account earning a low interest rate, the purchasing power of that money may decline over time due to inflation. Similarly, fixed income investments such as bonds may provide returns that are lower than the rate of inflation, resulting in a loss of real value. While inflation may seem like a daunting force, there are steps we can take to mitigate its effects on our finances. One strategy is to invest in assets that have historically outperformed inflation, such as stocks, real estate, or commodities. These investments have the potential to grow at a rate that surpasses inflation, preserving and even enhancing our purchasing power. The effects of inflation on your finances. First and foremost, inflation erodes the purchasing power of your money. This means that the same amount of money will buy you fewer goods and services as time goes on. For example, if you have $100 today and the inflation rate is 2%, next year those same goods and services that cost $100 will cost you $102. Over time, this can add up and impact your ability to maintain your desired lifestyle or meet financial goals. Furthermore, inflation can affect your savings and investments. If the rate of inflation is higher than the interest rate you earn on your savings or investments, the real value of your money will decrease. This means that even if your savings account or investment portfolio is growing, it may not be keeping up with the rising cost of living. Inflation can also impact your borrowing and debt. If you have a fixed-rate loan, such as a mortgage, inflation can actually work in your favor by reducing the real burden of debt over time. However, if you have variable rate debt, such as credit card debt or adjustable rate mortgages, inflation can increase the interest rates you have to pay, making it more challenging to repay your debts. Lastly, it's important to regularly review and adjust your financial plan to account for inflation. This means revisiting your budget, savings goals, and investment strategies to ensure they align with the changing economic landscape. In conclusion, understanding the effects of inflation on your finances is crucial for maintaining financial stability and achieving your long-term goals. By being proactive and implementing strategies to mitigate these effects, you can better navigate the ever-changing economic landscape and secure your financial future. The impact of inflation on savings and investments. Let's say you have $10,000 saved in a bank account with an interest rate of 1%. If inflation is running at 2%, your savings are effectively losing value. After a year, your $10,000 will have grown to $10,100, but the cost of goods and services will have also increased by 2%. This means that the purchasing power of your $10,100 is actually less than what it was before. To combat the impact of inflation on your savings, it's important to consider investments that have the potential to outpace inflation. This could include investing in stocks, bonds, real estate, or other assets that historically have offered higher returns over the long term. However, it's important to note that these investments come with their own risks. The value of stocks and other investments can fluctuate, and there is always the potential for losses. It's crucial to do thorough research, diversify your portfolio, and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Another strategy to mitigate the impact of inflation is to regularly review and adjust your savings and investment strategies. This means keeping an eye on inflation rates and adjusting your savings goals and investment allocations accordingly. By staying proactive and informed, you can position yourself to better weather the effects of inflation on your finances. Investing in assets that can hedge against inflation. Inflation can have a significant impact on your finances, eroding the purchasing power of your money over time. As prices rise, the value of your savings decreases, making it crucial to find ways to protect your wealth from the effects of inflation. One effective strategy is to invest in assets that have the potential to hedge against inflation. When inflation is on the rise, certain assets tend to perform better than others. These assets are often referred to as inflation hedges because they have the potential to maintain or even increase in value as prices increase. Some common examples of inflation hedging assets include real estate, commodities like gold and silver, and stocks of companies in sectors that tend to perform well during inflationary periods, such as energy or consumer staples. Real estate is often considered a reliable hedge against inflation. As the cost of living increases, so does the value of properties, allowing real estate investors to preserve and potentially grow their wealth. Additionally, rental income from real estate can provide a steady cash flow that keeps up with inflation. Commodities like gold and silver have historically been seen as a safe haven during times of inflation. These precious metals tend to hold their value or even appreciate as the purchasing power of currencies declines. Investing in gold or silver can act as a safeguard against inflation-driven losses. Investing in stocks can also be a smart move to protect against inflation. Certain sectors, such as energy or consumer staples, tend to perform well during inflationary periods. Companies in these sectors often have the ability to increase prices to match rising costs, helping their stocks maintain value or even rise in value. It is important to note that while these assets have the potential to hedge against inflation, they also come with risks and their performance can be influenced by various factors. Therefore, it is advisable to do thorough research, seek professional advice, and diversify your investments to minimize risk. We hope you found our video on inflation informative and helpful in understanding how it can impact your finances. Inflation is a complex economic concept, but by grasping its effects and learning about possible strategies to mitigate its impact, you can take control of your financial situation. Stay informed, diversify your investments, and consider adjusting your spending habits to adapt to changing economic conditions. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to managing your finances in an inflationary environment. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like my video, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to turn on the notification button for more videos.